To celebrate their centennial anniversary in 2016, the National Park Service has asked people to find their park and tell their story. The Pioneer Getaway on the Ebey's Landing National Historic Reserve. What is it about Ebey's Landing National Historic Reserve that is so vastly unique compared to other unbelievable national parks? Well, it's not just a park. Within the reserve's 18,000 acres, most of which is privately owned, you'll also find 3 Washington state parks, stunning landscapes, trails, and working farmland. A historical seaside town of Coupeville, a community, and a place to call home. At the heart of the reserve, Coupeville Farmers Market has been thriving for 30 years. It's a valuable asset to the whole community, providing a wide variety of local produce, plants, and tasty treats. We wanted to ask the farmers what makes Ebey's Landing National Historic Reserve so special to them.
Yeah, I like the area, but there's something very special about coming down. We come from Oak Harbor, so we're coming from the north to the south. And there's something about coming over the hill there by Sherman Road and down into that and being able to look across all of those fields, and they're just beautiful. With the mountains in the background and the Puget Sound, the ships traveling, it is spectacular. It is spectacular. I think I'm so happy that there aren't 100,000 houses covering that beautiful soil. Because that is very luscious. Every gardener's fingers, itch when they see that.
Well, first of all, I love the reserve because it has this beautiful wide open space, and it creates a place where I can ride my bike and hike through, but mainly riding my bike. The roads are less traveled because of the huge area that the reserve takes, and plus it's just an incredible way for everybody to appreciate all of our resources here. Our salt water, our mountains, and the islands, and everything was created around here from the glaciers. But the water is what brings our salmon in.
We live in such a beautiful place. We're so fortunate to live right here. I can take my dog to the bluff. People travel from all over the country to come to the bluff, and I can just take my dog to the bluff and watch the sunset and hike up that hill. We're so lucky. What do I love farming here? I love the commitment to preserving this land, to really keeping it open so that people like us can farm it. Now, what I'm concerned about, can I tell you what I'm concerned about? The farmers are getting old, and it's really hard for young farmers to get settled here because it's expensive, and they need places to live. People like us, I think other farmers would share their land. They need to be able to settle here and continue the tradition, really carry the torch.
I just like the reserve. To me is just an incredibly beautiful, peaceful place. You go out in the morning at 5 a.m., listen to the quail. It just blows you away.
And I really love how the open space has been preserved. It's really neat to just drive and then you can see where the preserve ends and see what it could have been here. And it reminds me of my home, Kansas, being on the prairie. If you don't look too far and see the mountains.
I guess the other thing I like is, and because we've recently gotten to know better the people that were, on the land before we were, the Argents and the Willards, and just to get that history of the property and understand, that in fact we just recently learned that at one time there was a spring on our property that fed into the kettle. And so it just, there's a rich heritage, just incredibly rich heritage.
And the soil's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Being on the prairie year-round gives you a real sense of how hard the people that live here and the farmers that work here have to work in order to produce the high quality of food that they're able to produce. What they grow here on the prairie gets sent all over the region to the finest restaurants. So next time you're looking for good food, something beautiful to look at, and a really good time, come to Coupeville and Ebey's Landing National Historic Reserve.